Public International Law, Unit 4. So these are the important questions in Unit 4. We will see one by one. The first important concept is nationality. So what is a nationality? Definition. It is a legal status provided as a membership of collectively of individuals. Acts or decisions and policy are controlled through legal concept of state representing them. So it is a legal status given to an individual where his acts, decision and his policy are controlled by that state through legal concepts. Case R.E. Lynch. In this case, nationality as was defined as it is a continuing legal relation between a sovereign and its citizen. Modes of acquisition of nationality. How the nationality can be acquired. By birth. If a person is born in a territory, then he can acquire its nationality. By naturalization. So if a person is living in foreign state for long time, then he can acquire citizenship of that country by naturalization. There is an important case law, Nottebohm's case. It has been asked as a short note also separately a lot of time, the Nottebohm's case. So in this case, the person was a Nottebohm. He was born in 1881 in Germany, and he went to Guatemala, a different state, in 1905, and he established his business in Guatemala in 1905. Then he left Guatemala in 1938 and went to Liechtenstein and took nationality by naturalization of Liechtenstein in 1939. So he lived 1 year in Liechtenstein and took nationality of Liechtenstein in 1939. So it was the time during World War II was happening. So to play a neutral role, this Nottebohm, he went to Liechtenstein from Guatemala and took its citizenship. Then later in 1940 he went to Guatemala to continue his business. But the Guatemala officials arrested him and confiscated all his business and property. So this Nottebohm, he came back to Liechtenstein, and the Liechtenstein on behalf of Nottebohm filed case against Guatemala in International Court of Justice. So the judgment came like this: the nationalist must prove meaningful connection with state. The Nottebohm, he had no meaningful connection with Liechtenstein. He only stayed there 1 year. It was not a long time. So the court rejected the case of Liechtenstein, as and concluded that Nottebohm was not a citizen of Liechtenstein, and Liechtenstein does not have any authority to represent Nottebohm's case. The next is by resumption. When a person loses his nationality of a territory, he can resume the nationality by fulfilling the conditions due to which he lost it. It is by resumption. The next is by subjugation. When a state conquers a different state, then that state loses its sovereignty, and the citizenship is given of conquering state. All the nationals become citizens of the conquering state. The next is by cession. Cession is nothing but merging into a different territory. A state gets ceded into a different territory. So all the nationals of the ceding state become nationals of the new formed state. Loss of nationality. How nationality is lost? First is by release. So in certain countries provide this measure where a person by application can lose his nationality. He should apply to that state and lose his nationality. The next is by deprivation. If a person obtains employment in different state without the permission of his residing state, then he will lose the nationality of his state. The next is long residence in abroad. If he is living in different state for a long time, then he will still lose his nationality. Then by renunciation. So if he has an option of more than one state, he is a national of more than one state, then he will have to renunciate a nationality of one state. The next is by substitution. So nationality of state in place of different state. So instead of getting nationality of a state, the state gives him different state nationality. This is nationality by substitution. The next concept is extradition. It has been asked as a short note usually. So what is the meaning of extradition? It is the delivery of the accused or a convicted individual to state where he committed crime. So what happens in extradition is a person commits a crime in a state and he flees to a different state. So that state where he has fled, that state should return him back to from the state where he has committed the crime. This is extradition. Stark's definition: it is a process through treaty or a reciprocity where one state surrenders another state the accused or convicted upon the request of the state, provided that that person should have committed crime against a requesting state. So what are non-extraditable crimes when the state is not obliged to return the criminal? One is political crimes when the person is a politician. The next is military criminals. The person, if he is a military person, then he cannot be extradited. The next are religious crimes, are also non-extraditable. Double criminality: the crime should be a crime in both the states, only then it is extraditable. The next is the rule of speciality: the state which is requesting the extradition of the criminal, they should provide a reason for extradition, and only on that reason he should be prosecuted. They should not prosecute him for different reason. There is a case, US versus Rocher. In this case, the country took extradition from US of a criminal, and they said that they will try him for murder, but instead they tried him for grievous hurt. So it was not legal. They had no authority to prosecute him for grievous hurt. The next important concept is asylum. So what is the meaning of asylum? Asylum is protection that a state grants on their territory under control of its organ to person who seeks the asylum. It is nothing but giving protection to a person of a different state in their own territory. So what are the elements of asylum? The shelter should be more than temporary refuge. It should not be temporary. And next is active protection. They should provide protection to that person. Types of asylum: there is a territorial asylum and there is extraterritorial asylum. Territorial asylum: the asylum where the state provides in its own territory. If the state provides asylum in its own territory, it is called a territorial asylum. The example is of a Dalai Lama. Dalai Lama fled from China and entered India. India gave them asylum in their own country. The next is extraterritorial or diplomatic asylum. In this, the asylum is granted outside the territory of the state. They are further classified as asylum in foreign embassies. The state provides asylum to that individual in their foreign embassies. Case is Colombia versus Peru. In this case, the Haya de la Torre was a criminal of Peru and Colombia provided him asylum in their Colombian embassy. The next is asylum in consular premises. So consulars are the representative of a state residing in a different state territory. In their premises also asylum can be given. The next is asylum in premises of international institutions. So the international institutions do not have any right to provide asylum to anyone, but they can give temporary asylum. The next is asylum in warships. In warships, the person who has committed crime cannot be given asylum. Only political offenders are allowed to be given asylums in warships. The next is asylum in merchant vessels. In merchant vessels also asylum should not be provided. It is not allowed. Thanks for watching.